Hey everyone, and welcome to Research Academy. Most of us are often confused between human rights and humanitarian law. So here I present a video which will give you a quick idea about the concepts of human rights and humanitarian law. Also, these two subjects come under the purview of UGC NET syllabus. So do watch this video and get to know these two subjects so that you can start your preparation well. Firstly, let's look into the meaning of human rights. All human beings are vested with human rights, regardless of their nationality, sex, origin, color, religion, language, or any other status. Basically, they range from right to life to right to food, right to education, right to work, right to health. They are not conferred by the states. They are inherent to all of us. Secondly, if we talk about the evolution of human rights, there were multiple documents asserting these rights, such as Magna Carta of 1215, French Declaration of 1789, or US Constitution and Bill of Rights of 1791. But the main idea, the idea of human rights emerged stronger after World War II, resulting into the formation of UDHR, which we call it as Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as on December 10, 1948. Third point is regarding the protection of human rights in India. In India, we have separate legislation named as Protection of Human Rights Act 1993, and the definition of human rights is given under Section 2 of this very act. Moreover, there is an independent statutory body as per the provision of Protection of Human Rights Act known as NHRC, which is National Human Rights Commission, and it basically investigates into the grievances regarding the violation of human rights. International humanitarian law, or in short we may call it as IHL, is the legal framework which is applicable to situations of armed conflict, and that is why it is known as laws of war. Basically, it protects people who do not take part in fighting or who can no longer fight. IHL forms part of public international law, and it is based on Geneva and Hague Conventions. Together with this, there are additional protocols, and there are a series of treaties governing means and methods of waging war. IHL basically distinguishes between the international and non-international armed conflict, where in case of international armed conflict, there are those in which at least two states are involved. But if we talk about the non-international one, it has been only restricted to a single state. Now, if we talk about International Committee for the Red Cross, this came into being at the initiative of Henry Dunant, who helped wounded soldiers at the Battle of Solferino in 1859. So this Red Cross, it acts as a promoter and guardian of IHL. It strives to protect and assist the victims of armed conflicts and internal disturbances. Human rights and IHL are considered to be complementary bodies, as they share same aims. Some of the similarities between these two are: first of all, both are concerned with the protection of life, health, and dignity of individuals, and secondly, both will be applied in case of armed conflicts. Now let's talk about the differences between human rights and IHL. The first difference is that human rights applies all the time, whether it's peace or wartime, but IHL applies in case of armed conflict only. Second difference is regarding its binding nature. Human rights binds only states, since it governs the relationship between states and individual, The human rights is a subject between state and the individual, who are the subject of the jurisdiction. So hence, human rights will bind only states. Whereas, if we talk about IHL, it binds all parties to an armed conflict, and it establishes obligations between the state and the non-state. Why? Just for the benefit of everyone who may be affected by their conduct. So it can be binding between the states, and it can be binding between states and non-states. Third difference is regarding that when they can be waived off. If we talk about human rights, they can be derogated in case of public emergencies. Not in the normal times, but only in public emergencies. But if we talk about IHL, it cannot be derogated. Now, the fourth difference is that on whom they will apply. If we talk about human rights, basically they cover every set of person, To every kind of person they will be applicable, but IHL will only cover specific set of persons. Like whom? Like civilians, wounded, sick, or prisoners of war. So these were some basic differences between human rights and IHL. Hope you find this video to be helpful for getting acquainted with the concepts of human rights and Ihl. Thanks for watching this video, and please like and share this video and subscribe with Research Academy to get the further updates.